Uh, in a previous video, I have showed you how you can use a blog template that will generate a blog just like this one. This is my personal blog and I have made it open source for your use. So if you go there and you can use this blog template, I have shown in a previous video how you can do it. If you go to YouTube, I have added the link there. So if you go to that URL, you can see how you can use that. Today's video's purpose is to show you the different technical aspects of this particular blog. I will not go deep into any of the topics. I will just touch over those. If you want to go deep, you can see I have added some of the resources in this readme file, so you can check that part. And apart from that, let's just talk about the features that this blog has. Okay, so we can load markdown blogs. We have some syntax highlighting going on here. So if you visit the blog, you can see that the syntax highlighting is working. And we have the automatic deployment support. So whenever you are using this template, if you update anything, it will automatically deploy itself to the GitHub pages. And if you go to this GitHub pages part, you can see it live. Let's see the deployment. So this is the demo version of this particular blog. So GitHub pages will be working automatically. We have Google Analytics integration. I have added a video on how you can add that. You can check that. If you don't prefer video or blog, just to summarize it, you just need a Google Analytics key that you will add in the .env.local file, and that's it. Google Analytics will work automatically. Also, you have the SEO setup, so it will automatically generate the appropriate. Let's check this blog and inspect the elements. So it will have the proper SEO elements like URL, title, description, article, author section, different tags that are required for SEO. So that is automatically set up. You don't have to do anything. We have the Tailwind typography integration. So typography means these nice looking texts that is working for us. We don't have to do anything for that as well. We have the social media preview for blogs. What it means is, if you take this particular blog and let's go to LinkedIn and see, if you just paste this blog here, it will generate a social media preview. So whenever you are using this, you can see that this preview is automatically generated for you. So this is nice as well. And also we have dark mode support. If you go there, you can toggle off the dark mode for this particular blog. And what else? We have TypeScript, criteria lint, standard stuff. Okay, so let's look at the repository. So I have opened the repository in my browser using the browser's VS Code. So you can do it also, but just by adding one S after the GitHub in your repository, and it will open up this in a VS Code repository. Okay, so first thing, how we are loading the markdown blogs. So the blogs are written inside this posts directory. So we have only one blog, sample blog.md. If you go there, that we have only one blog, sample blog. So if you add another file, let's say second blog, there will be another blog named second blog. Okay, and inside the blog we have some metadata inside this part. So you will have the title and description for your SEO, and also for the article you have the banner. Banner means this particular image, and this image is being loaded from our public directory inside the images folder. So if you add a new image there, you will refer it here. You can add the tags and also the date. Okay, so this is the basic setup for a markdown blog. Then you will just add the header and the subtitle, or the title and the description, and you will just write your blog. Okay, so this is one example of a blog. You can follow this as well for adding new posts. Where we are doing it, inside the lib folder, you will see that there is a file called blog API, and we are using a library called gray matter. This gray matter npm package helps us to read the metadata from this posts file, right? So if you go there, in summary, what it is doing, it's reading the underscore posts directory. So if you rename this folder, you have to do it as well here as well. So whenever you are adding a new blog, it will automatically get that block, right? So you don't have to anything else. You'll just add a new file .md here. That's it. We're getting all the post slugs. Slugs mean the URL. So sample dash block will be the URL for this particular blog if you look here. And we are having a separate function for get post by slug. So these are standard stuff. So we are using fs and gray matter to generate this, read the markdown files and generate the blocks. That's how our blog is working. Next, let's have a look at our sitemap. So sitemap is a thing that helps us in SEO. So if you go to the sitemap.xml file, sorry, you can see that we have a 404 page as well. Let's go there. So you can see that this is required for SEO. Okay, so whenever you are going to dash sitemap.xml, we can see that all the available URLs are here. Okay, so that we are doing inside this sitemap generator file. So in this sitemap generator, you have to replace this public production root URL. Currently you can see that this sitemap doesn't have any root URL. For example, this is just saying blog-sample.blog. So after you deploy, you will have a root URL, right? Something like this. So you have to copy this and add it to your .env.local file that I have showed in the previous video. So you will add this in the production root URL and your sitemap will be generated automatically. So what we are doing here, we are again reading the folders, this posts folders and this pages folder, and we are omitting some of the default pages, and you are generating the sitemap automatically. You don't have to do anything for that, right? So that's the next thing. Next, let's talk about how we are doing the analytics. Okay, so just some other stuff. We have some app document, some the errors. If any error occurs, it will be shown here, and we have a 404 page that you have already seen. Inside the components folder, if you go under analytics, you can see Google Analytics, and we are adding the Google Analytics code here. As I mentioned earlier, you just have to add the Google Analytics key to the .env.local file and it will work automatically. I have a separate article about this. You can read that. About the dark mode, if I want to show you that in NextJS we have a nice dependency called where is it? Next themes, right? So in next themes, let's go inside our header. There should be a button called you can see that we are using the use theme here and using the set theme function, and this set theme is toggling it from dark and light version of our website. So this is pretty nice. You just install this next theme inside your project, and if you're using Tailwind CSS, that's pretty easy to do, right? That's one thing. Let's see what else we have here that we can talk about. So let's talk about SEO a bit more. Let me show you one thing. So here is the generated sitemap. We have this Prism Dracula. So Prism Dracula is our code highlighter. So we are downloading this .css file directly inside our project, and we are adding it to the _app folder so that the CSS can be automatically used. And inside the components directory, you will see there is a code block component, and this code block component is using Prism.js. Okay, so this is highlighting. So that's why our blog has nice and beautiful code highlighting feature automatically given for us. Okay, and that's about it. I hope you now have a better idea of this, and I'm not talking about this Tailwind typography selection because Tailwind CSS is really nice, and I'm not an expert in Tailwind, so I'm not talking about that. But you get Tailwind, and I really liked it. So that's how everything is working. One last thing, let me show you how we are using the blog preview. Okay, so if you go to this blog preview part, you will see that we are adding this No, not this blog preview, the blogs itself. So inside this slug folder you will see that we are using Next SEO for our SEO purpose. There is a nice library called Next SEO, and inside this Next SEO we are loading everything necessary for the SEO setup. Okay, so this part, if you want to tweak the SEO settings, you can do it here. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will get some knowledge from this particular video. I will link all of the necessary GitHub profiles, my personal portfolio, and also this GitHub profile and the video on how you can use that in the description below. Thank you so much.